Hello and welcome.
Hi.
Yeah, welcome
Hello.
to the Dom and Slevs show. We're, as you can see, very happy to be with you today. I'm Dom Hennequin.
And I'm Slevs.
Yeah, just Slevs. Yeah.
That's all I can manage today.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, we've got a great show for you today, a big show. We're going to be talking about all the latest buzz around the theatre scene. We've got a review of a couple of things, including Philip Seymour Hoffman's last completed film. And
Is he dead?
Yeah, he's dead. Did you literally not know that?
When did he die?
He died. Why am I laughing? He died earlier this year.
From what? How did he die? What?
I think it was a drug overdose or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll fill you in when we get to that segment.
I thought he was just like retired from acting or something.
No, he died.
Oh,
Yeah, it
wow.
was really sad.
I missed that
Anyway,
memo.
yeah, so I've got, a Most Wanted Man, a review of that, and Slevs will have a review of,
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
yeah. It's not a movie that I actually would picture you just going off and seeing.
No.
And yet here we are.
Yeah, there you go.
Here we go. And we were also going to talk about, well, we've got a bit of a shut it down for you. The
Big
Ice-Bucket Challenge. We've got some things to say about that. Is it time? Has it had its day? We will find out and shut it down. But firstly, let's get stuck into the news.
Yes.
Well, this week started off with a bang, with the Australian cast of Anything Goes being announced. There were a couple of surprises in there, I thought, and a couple of were good surprises, and a couple were not.
Yeah, not good at all.
No. Let's go through the list, Slev. So
Yes,
who have we
let's.
got?
So this is for Opera Australia's production that's happening next year. So they've announced Caroline O'Connor will be playing the lead role of Reno Sweeney. Which, not one that I sort of immediately thought of.
Yeah, I can't remember whether we actually mentioned her on the show. We were talking about whether Amanda
making jokes about whether Amanda
Amanda would actually be able to come back and do it after she had such a stunning turn as Reno Sweeney in the production company's version of it last year or the year before.
It was a couple of years ago, yeah.
But no, Caroline O'Connor has been cast in that role, in the role that's been played by many a brassy broad.
Many, yeah.
Paddy Lapone, Elaine Page, Sutton Foster,
yep.
won a Tony for it. You know, lots of really, really brassy, and Ethel Merman obviously originated that role, her first big role on Broadway. So that's kind of cool. I've only seen Caroline O'Connor once.
You saw her in Gypsy.
Yeah, and
production
she
company.
was phenomenal.
Yeah, and she won a lot of, I think she won some accolades for that. And,
Did she? Yeah.
And I didn't see her in that, unfortunately, but I heard how great she was. I saw her, the last time I think I saw her was in End of the Rainbow, which was a while ago, which is a sort of play with music that's about Judy Garland in the last sort of 10 years of her life. Okay. And she was amazing in that. Like, she's done a couple of albums where she does like Judy Garland numbers, and then I think she's got like an Edith Piaf album as well. But yeah, I think Caroline's great. Like
all those brassy girls though, they've all done those you know, they've done Piaf, they've done Gypsy, and they've done Anything Goes now. But interesting, usually they do Anything Goes when they're a little bit younger.
Yeah. I think like
they do like Mama Rose when they're a bit older.
Yeah, look, she is getting on, let's be honest.
Yeah, but she's still fabulous.
But, you know, at least she's not going to be trying any cartwheels in this one like she did in Chicago.
oh yeah, she came back for that, didn't she?
She came back for that a few years back when Gina Riley was in it as well as
Mama.
Matron of Mama Morton. And yeah, apparently she did a cartwheel and it was...
What was it? Just like uncomfortable to watch?
It was so comfortable to watch, I think, because it's just like, you're like...
How is she, like 50?
I would say late 50s, I think.
Oh my goodness.
It has to be late 50s.
Well, she's doing bloody well. So
yeah,
good
she
on her.
is. Yeah. I love Caroline.
I think she's good. Good on you, girl. Todd McKenney as Lord Evelyn Oakley. Is that right? Yeah. Slevs, what do you think of
that was my reaction.
Todd McKenney?
I
feel like we've mentioned him.
We have. I think we talked about him as...
from Oz.
I can't stand Todd McKenney.
Oh, why?
Are you serious? I think he's just stay off the stage. Like, just stay off it. Stay off it.
Stay
He's
off
already
the
coming
stage.
back. He's coming back. Like, find you boy from Oz, but stay away from other shows.
Yeah.
Because he's already doing Lacage with production company at the end of this year.
Yes, you mentioned that.
In the Nathan Lane role, if you know the Birdcage, which is the same story. So Albin, and then Simon Burke is his partner. But yeah, now he's doing Anything Goes, and I don't know. I just don't have a lot of time for him.
Stick to the screen, Todd. Stick to Dancing
Stick to
with
being
the Stars.
the bitchy judge on your talent shows.
Speaking of that, did you hear about the new judging panel for Dancing with the Stars?
Is that
for
coming
the
back
reboot?
again?
Yeah, it's like Mark.
I thought
it's
that was done. I thought it was over.
Mark Holden is a judge,
Oh,
and Ricky Lee,
Lord.
I think, is going to be a contestant. Is Mark Holden a dancer?
No. I don't even know what he is. I think he's sort of like, didn't he have like a hit song like in the late 80s
Yeah,
or something?
it's one of those things. In his act, he used to hand out roses or something like that.
Really?
Yeah, we
Really
only know
dark.
him from like Australian Idol with his old like touchdown thing, and even that was like a decade ago now. So yeah. Anyway, glad to have you back, Mark. That'd be good. Todd, I don't know whether he's coming back to Dancing.
Look,
with
you know what?
the
He's
Stars.
perfect for that role because it's supposed to be the way that that's been done in a lot of productions is they make the character of Lord Evelyn quite camp.
Yeah.
We don't have any trouble there, will you, Todd? Where are you, Todd? Like,
Oh dear.
no trouble at all.
Let's run through some of the others. Moonface Martin will be played by Wayne Scott Kermond, whom I don't know.
He's done a lot of production company stuff as well. He was in the producers, their producers, as I think as Bialystok.
Oh, okay. Cool. And then we've also got playing Billy Crocker. How do you spell?
Alex Rathgeber.
Rathgeber.
Yeah.
Now who's he? You know.
He's wonderful. I've seen him in a lot of production company shows as well. And I think he's very underrated. He doesn't get cast in a lot of things. And I think he's really good. So looking forward to him in this role.
That's good. I guess the casting that has really gotten everyone talking, like in the mainstream media, I guess, is Alan Jones as the captain. What do we think of this?
This is one of those things, and a lot of people, it's come up because people are being like, oh, this is another case where, they've cast some personality rather than
rather than a pleb.
rather than a performer, like a trained performer. I mean, sure, Alan Jones has been on stage before. I think he played
Doctor whatever in wasn't he in Rocky Horror? No, that was Darren Hinch.
I think that was Darren Hinch, but he was Roosevelt in Annie.
Ah, yes, that's right. Yeah,
in the wheelchair.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I just I get it's a classic Frost move, like to cast someone that is going to draw the crowds in.
Yeah.
But it's like people would have seen this. People would have seen this anyway, just off Caroline O'Connor because she's well known enough as a performer.
Yeah.
In Australia.
Yeah.
Cast someone else. Cast someone who actually is a performer.
Look, I don't know. Look, apparently, Alan Jones is, I think he apparently is, a closeted gay man or something like that. It's the word around town, really, because but he's also, I think, a bigot as well on his talk show. So very polarizing person generally, especially to people like us. But a media figure nonetheless. So let's hope it's worthwhile casting him because it's a big move.
It is.
But yeah, gets the mainstream, gets the Herald Sun talking. Let's be honest. And so hopefully those people will, buy some tickets. Let's move on.
Yes.
Andrea Martin, who won a Tony for her role as Bertha in Broadway's Pippin, is returning to the show on Broadway, which I just think is really good. I just think she's hilarious.
I want to be reborn as her.
Maybe you will be.
Maybe I will.
Put on your Christmas wish list.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll happen.
I just want her live.
I just think she is just like amazing. And like people who have worked with her, some Broadway.com video or something like that talking about like the emails she sends to her co-stars after each rehearsal or whatever, where she just says the dirtiest things, whatever. She just seems like she'd be so much fun. And so I think that's really cool that she's returning to the Broadway company event. And the Broadway company's probably completely different now, to be honest.
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah, because Patina's left and Matthew James Thomas has left.
Mm.
But you got Carl Dean Massey there. Love him. And another lady leading player, whose name I forget. Ciara something? I don't know. But yeah, that production, it's still going. I think that's just amazing. Like, it was such a
I think it's going to be around for a
last year.
while.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Good on Stephen Schwartz. He's rolling in the cash. Wicked's been playing for, 10 years now. Pippin's back up there. Godspell was there a couple of years ago. What's next? Children of Eden will be
Bring
up
it
there.
back.
Yeah.
Revive it.
Yeah. And lastly, let's talk a little bit about, now we're a bit late to the party with this one, but I only really just saw the full trailer today, Into the Woods. So the trailer for that is really interesting, but what you picked up on was, I thought, more interesting about it. Like, they've cut a few songs because it's being produced by Disney, I believe.
I think Stephen Sondheim, though, has worked quite closely on it.
Yeah, and
He's
I think
been very involved in it.
Yeah, everything that was cut, I think he's been like, well, if I was running Disney, I'd do that as well. Like, because it is quite a dark show.
You've got to make some concessions, I think.
Yeah, you want the kiddies to come and see it if you want to get the Frozen audience. But I think what you picked up on with this trailer is that sort of, there's no, singing in the trailer. Or
no,
like
I think
that.
it's really clever what Disney's done with the trailer is in that it's dramatic enough and it's interesting enough to get people that know the musical interested.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, people that don't know that it's a musical, as you said, there's no songs in it. There's no indication that it is a musical. So people are just, that don't know that are going to view it and go, oh, this looks like a really good, fantasy film.
Yeah, you don't have to be a musical fan to, enjoy it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So I think it's good to get the crowds in. Then hopefully, the people that may not necessarily be musical minded will still enjoy it.
I think it's just putting another ensuring that it's going to be a big hit, because if you're still look at the cast, if you've got Meryl Streep, Emily Blunt, James Corden, Johnny Depp, Anna Kendrick, all in the one movie, I feel like that's going to draw a crowd, and just to really make sure it gets in there, they would be and also it's going to be not a musical it's going to be cool. Yeah looks dark, it looks cool. I'm actually a bit excited.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And it's been directed by Rob Marshall, who directed the film version of Chicago.
Yeah, which one?
Who is
Oscars.
I think he also did 9, which I really liked. Others didn't. But and
it was long.
It was long.
9 was long.
But I think he's quite good when it comes to musical movie interpretations. So it was, when I knew that he was doing it, I was like, well, this I think this will be good.
Yeah, they're in good hands. Let's leave it there. That's the news for now. We'll be back with the review. Just to clear the air, please forgive us for the things I've done you blame before. But then I guess we know there's blame to share, and none of it seems to matter. Passes the sun wind up its like a street that was like a street halfway through the wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? I do believe I have been changed for the better. Because I knew you. Because I knew you. Because I knew you. I have been changed. For welcome back, you're watching the Dom and Slevs show. Now it's time for our review. Now, Slevs, you went and saw Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
I did.
I Didn't know you were into. Are you into that franchise?
Not the franchise as such. I didn't see the previous one to this, which I think was Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah,
with James Franco.
Never saw that.
But I didn't actually see that one. The last one I saw was the Tim Burton film Planet of the Apes.
I never saw that one either.
Which was released in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Which, as we all know, had its flaws. I'm a big Tim Burton fan, but that film,
I never saw it. What was wrong with it?
The acting from the Apes is great.
Okay.
In that version they're played by human actors, dressed up as apes.
Yeah.
With makeup and everything. So Helena Bonham Carter, of course, it's a Tim Burton film, was one of the female apes, and Tim Roth was like the leader of the apes, and they were fantastic.
No
both
Johnny
of them. No Johnny Depp in that one. No.
Oh.
They were both fantastic in that film. The human human characters, not so much.
Oh.
We had Mark Wahlberg, that crash landed on the planet where they were, and some bimbo blonde person who's never done anything else since was like his love interest, and they were not very good. But the acting from the apes was. However, now what they've done with it, they've really kind of revived the film. I think these ones aren't Tim Burton director. I'm not actually sure who directed this one.
I'll find out.
But the big draw card is Andy Serkis, who of course played King Kong, did the work for King Kong, and also for Gollum in Lord of the Rings.
Is that King Kong the musical?
The movie, the movie. King Kong, the Peter Jackson film. He plays Caesar, who is the ape in this film, who was in the last one as well.
Okay. Matt Reeves is the director.
Matt Reeves, there you go. And Andy Serkis is just incredible. I think he's fantastic with this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
His work as Gollum, his work as King Kong was fantastic, and this just adds to it. His work as Caesar is just great. So it's sort of a little bit CGI'd, but the work that they've done with the effects is just amazing. So he's definitely the highlight of the film. But having said that, the human characters in this one are not too bad. It's the story's not.
Who's in it?
Sort of follows on from the last one, I think, but it's Gary Oldman's in it.
Oh, he's good. He's
along with
good.
Jason Clarke, who's an Australian actor. He's like the lead sort of male hero of the film, I guess.
Okay.
And then also there's a female character.
Who?
Kerry Russell, thank you. Kerry Russell, and also Cody Smith-McPhee, who's an Australian actor as well, who has been in a lot of stuff over the years. He's grown up now, though. But yeah, they're all quite good. But definitely the biggest one for me is Andy Serkis' work as Caesar. I just think he's fantastic. So I want to go back now and watch Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
And I won't be surprised if there's another one after this. I think they'll keep it going.
That's cool.
I don't know how popular this has been at the box office, but I imagine...
Well, I just read it's done like 630 million or something like that. That's not too bad. Like, I don't know how much it was made for. I can probably find out right here. Made on 170 million, and yeah, commanding a box office thing of like 611 million.
Oh, great! There you go.
So that's good.
I have to say, my other favourite character was the way that they do the apes is they sort of have this like sign language.
Okay.
Almost when they're communicating with each other.
Can I just say, I always get Planet of the Apes mixed up with 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Oh no!
Like,
no.
Just because like of the ape acting in there. But I'm wrong.
No, this one's different. Yeah, they've always got this sign language when they communicate with each other. That's just so like, and it's all subtitled. It's just so interesting to watch. And then they, Caesar can actually speak.
Okay.
And that's why the humans are able to understand him, because he can actually speak. He's learned because.
I've never like actually sat down and watched even the James Franco one, the first one of this series. Looks like it's really emotional between the ape and the human.
Yeah, and it is. This one was a very emotional film. Like,
yeah,
I was very moved by it. Like, I didn't think I would be with this kind of story, but I was really moved by it because it's got a really good combination of like the action and stuff. Because they're sort of the main premise is that the apes are living in the forest, and the humans. There's been a big war. It's sort of this whole Ebola virus has taken out a lot of the world's population.
Right.
And then and also because humans started attacking each other and all that kind of stuff. because it sent people a bit loopy.
Mm-hmm.
And now there's only a certain number of humans left, and so we follow this group of humans that are living in, I think it's supposed to be San Francisco, but it's all kind of like in ruins.
Yeah.
And they're not sure who else is out there, so they're trying to use this radio system to find out and that sort of thing. So they've got them, and then the apes are living in the forest, and there's this sort of unspoken thing that they don't go near them, that they don't go near each other.
And what happens? And then they do.
But then they do.
And then
they end up interacting, and then one of the apes, not Caesar, but one of the other apes, sort of who has this big hatred of humans, decides to wage war against them, and Caesar doesn't want to do that, and it flows on from there. But it's just really done well, I think. So well worth watching.
Cool. Go see Dawn of the Planet of the Apes if it's still out. I think it is.
I think it would be, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I went and saw Philip Seymour Hoffman's last completed film. I think he's also in the Hunger Games, so that's coming out later this year or early next year or something like that. So I think he's filmed his bits for that. But yeah, this is his last big. He's in the leading role in this one. And it is, a British espionage thriller, but it's set in Hamburg, Germany. And it stars Philip Seymour Hoffman. It's also got Rachel McAdams in it, Willem Dafoe, Robin Wright's in it as well, and a bunch of other people I didn't know. And it was a Saturday night, and I was very tired. And I did doze off a number of times.
All right. Yeah.
It's a very slow burn type of film, so it was good, and the cinematography was beautiful and very German, very very cool. Like the temperature of the filters and stuff was cool, and all the imagery was really kind of you're feeling that there's something bubbling underneath the surface. Basically, Philip Seymour Hoffman is, I think he's some sort of a detective or government worker, and they're basically focusing on this one Muslim character, this guy who has touched base with them, and they're trying to, it's very hard to understand, they're trying to basically use this guy to get another guy who's a terrorist, who's like the head of some sort of a terrorist organization. And Rachel McAdams plays, they all play Germans. So Philip Seymour Hoffman does a really good job, as you would expect, immersing himself in this disheveled, the typical Philip Seymour Hoffman character. Drinking all the time, smoking all the time, disheveled, barely gets any sleep, and totally, totally taken by whatever case it is at hand. So he's very much into it, and he's got no sort of personal life, and very similar to the roles that he's played in a whole bunch of other things that I've seen him in, and he does that really really well, and he does his accent really really well, and he really captures this character very very well. But Rachel McAdams is so she had to do a German accent as well, and I just can't help but feel I like her. I think she's a good romantic comedy actress, but as far as disappearing into a role, I just no, it didn't really work, and the German accent kind of seemed a little bit off. I'm not an expert on accents, but it was just, there were a couple times I was just oh, that sounded a bit American. So just, I don't know, it just was Rachel McAdams with an accent, to be honest, and her reviews have been a little bit tepid. It's all about Philip Seymour Hoffman, obviously, but her reviews have been a bit and she's in it as well, and yeah, cool. And Robin Wright is just cool, and she's playing an American, she's playing part of the American, what do you call it, the part of the American embassy or whatever, in Hamburg, I believe. And she was just Robin Wright, with brown hair. It was really weird. House of Cards fans, she still has exactly the same haircut as she does in House of Cards, which is usually blonde, peroxide blonde, except it's not blonde and it's brown hair. So it's kind of weird. I just spent the whole time going, Claire Underwood, what are you doing? Anyway, but what I would say is that the end is worth it. So in the end, it's worth it. I kept dozing off, and because shots, the shots they took, change every 2 seconds. So even though nothing's happening, they'll change shots. Every time I dozed off and woke up, I thought we were oh my god, I've missed 10 minutes worth of, no, I missed a minute.
You missed a minute.
They just moved shots. It was worth it in the end. It's still a really good film, but it's just a very slow burn. So my advice would be go see it, because especially Philip Seymour Hoffman's breakdown at the end is just well worth it. But it's a slow burn movie. If you're looking for some action and like some non-stop kind of stuff that'll keep you really occupied and awake,
see Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
See Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Yeah, exactly right. But that's my review of A Most Wanted Man. So go and see it. And it's his last completed film. And just to fill you in on that, Slevs, Philip Seymour Hoffman did die. He died. When did he die? In February.
Maybe I did hear something about it. I don't know.
In February this year. So yeah, because everyone was really sad about it. Obviously, he died in New York, but he was a real actor's actor. You know, like he wasn't a A-list celebrity necessarily.
No, not at all.
Even though he's an Oscar winner and all of that, he's an actor, and he did a lot of Broadway work. And was apparently very close with Nicole Kidman, and a whole bunch of actors that have worked with him. So yeah, going to be missed. There's a lot of really good movies that I love. Yeah, he was a really good character actor as well. Yeah. Anyway, we'll leave the review there. That's been our review. We're going to come back with Shut It Down. This is the Dom and Slevs show. What a star with it all in her size. The love and the light that surround her. Someday she'll think twice of the dues and the price she'll have to pay. But not today. She'll do what she can for the love of one man and pour millions to love from afar. What you've been needing, it's all here and my heart's bleeding. Let me be your star. It's time for Shut It Down. Yay! Favourite segment for everybody in this show. Slevs, what are we shutting down this week?
We are shutting down the ALS Ice-Bucket Challenge. Yeah.
I have to say, right, so I'm all for this segment. Like, I think it's for a great cause, and it's really good that social media and every part of culture is suddenly just really getting on top of something that at the end of the day is raising money for charity. But I do understand the gripe that certain people have with that. A lot of people are doing it now for attention. It's kind of like, did you donate anything? Or like, why do you know what this is about? Or do you even and then there's also that kind of complex of like, ALS, raising money for that is very important, but also there's a whole bunch of other charities that perhaps aren't getting the same attention right now that, just because it's not a social media hit. So I get that. But having said that, after having a big bitch about this, like last weekend or whatever it was, I left my friend's house who I was having a bitch about it with and had a message nominating me for an ice bucket challenge, and I did it. So and now I have a cold. So yeah.
Thanks, ALS.
Thanks, ALS. No, don't say.
I'm joking. No, I'm the same. I think it's great to raise awareness about these things. However, how many of these plebs have actually donated to this cause that are doing this challenge? Yeah. The waste. This is like going to sound a bit petty, but it's not petty though. I'm a really big person when it comes to like wasting water. It's a pet hate of mine. This challenge is the biggest waste of water I have ever seen. People just pouring copious amounts of water over their heads and saying, and it's just, as you said, it's just become this big, massive social media trend where to the point where there's like, multiple Facebook pages for like funny ice bucket challenges where people hit their heads or dislocate their jaws or like flash themselves up by mistake. Like, it's just, I just can't. I was nominated to do the challenge.
Really?
By Jonathan White.
Oh. Yeah.
Who decided to do his challenge by putting himself in a bath of ice.
That's not the same, Jonathan.
refused to do it. I said I would not be doing this challenge. I said I would donate to the cause,
Yeah.
which I will do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just refused to participate because I said I think it's just become now this big kind of look at me, attention seeking kind of thing rather than
my
it's
thing
really
is
about.
my thing is that like yes, if you are to do the ice bucket challenge, like good on you, but like if you share that on Facebook and you post it out there and you don't get a like, are you going to be disappointed?
Are you? Because I feel like you are.
Like, but honestly, I feel like a lot of people, if they were honestly talking about it, there'd be a big part of them that would be disappointed, and that's the wrong reason to do it. So if you're doing it to purely raise money and to purely draw attention to the cause, then fantastic. But if you are expecting to sort of be congratulated for it or, you know, get a tap on the... Because over the weekend, like just after I did it, I couldn't believe going through my Facebook feed how many other friends have just suddenly in that last day done it. Like I thought like we were about to hit a wall like in the middle of last week where it was kind of like cool. So I feel like every celebrity on the planet has done
exactly
it
because that's where I first heard about it. Was a lot of celebrities were doing it and it was a big
it's like
thing.
surely it's going to slow down now, but now it's just kind of taking off here in Australia. Like it's literally just in the last week it's kind of like just hit a new level here where it's not just celebrities and it's just everyday people, everyday Australians doing it now, which is great because it's drawing attention to it, but it's also kind of like it is a trend. Like let's be honest,
it's a trend.
It is a trend. Like, and you know, you could very well just quietly donate to, you know, another organisation and you know, or ALS of course, and you know, not have to post a video about it.
Yeah,
Let's
exactly.
be honest.
And like especially because a lot of young people have been doing it, I feel like why not do, you know, someone do like a mental health challenge or something, you know, that's more kind of, not that it's more relevant, but I don't know, I just feel like, yeah, as you said, when it comes to the people our age doing it, it is, as far as I'm concerned, it is more of an attention thing rather than I actually know a lot about this condition or, you know.
I feel like it's being among the celebs. It's kind of like Twitter in that way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like when
and
initially...
it's this whole formula, like there's a formula to it, like you know, every video is the same. You say, I've been nominated by this person, thanks for the nomination.
You do it.
Here's who I nominate.
Yeah.
You know, you have 24 hours. It's this whole, like, it's just...
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. But it's just like, I feel like, yeah, it's definitely kind of like, cool, look at me doing what Lady Gaga did, you know, a day ago as well. You know, maybe I'll... And I'm, you know, like I nominated Cher after we did ours.
She responded.
She has to respond. So Cher, if you're out, no, I just want to see if she'll do it and if her wig falls off when she does it. Can you imagine that? Can you do a Cher impersonation? Like just after it, then the wig's gone.
Yeah.
Thanks. Donate money to ALS. I nominate.
You had 24 hours.
Maybe Tina Turner. Has she done it?
No, I actually don't know. I don't know if she's done it.
I feel like we'll find that out for you. Yeah. Anyway, I feel like we've made an important point. Make sure you're not doing this challenge
for the wrong reasons.
For yourself.
Yeah, and I also think, being that it is a trend, it's going to die out sooner or later.
Yeah.
The sooner the better, but it's going to happen. Like.
Exactly. And what are you going to do then?
Yeah.
Yeah, are you still going to
wait for another one, you know?
Yeah. So make sure you get onto it. And if you're feeling generous, make sure you look at a couple of other organisations that maybe aren't getting the attention that they deserve. Okay? But that would shut it down. Well, that is the show.
It is today's show.
And what a show it was, huh, Slevs?
I'm exhausted.
I'm exhausted too. We want to thank you for being with us. We want to thank all the people out there that have given us the stories of the week to talk about, and thank you all for being good sports as well. I'm sure all you Ice Bucket Challenge people, you know where we're coming from there.
Yes.
Yeah. And to say thank you, we want to leave you with a song.
All right.
Yeah. See if you can guess what this one is. Yeah. We'll see you next week. snows white on the mountain tonight, not a footprint to be seen. A kingdom of isolation, and it looks like I'm the queen. The wind is howling like a swirling storm inside. Couldn't keep it, heaven knows I tried. Girl, you always have to be concealed. Don't feel, don't let them know. Well, now they know. Let it go, let it go. Can't hold it back anymore. Let it go, let it go. Turn away and slam the door. What they're going to say. Let the storm rage on. The cold never bothered me anyway. It's funny how some distance makes everything seem small. Here's the ones control me, can't get to me at all. Test the limits and break through. No right, no wrong, no rules for me. I'm free. Let it go, let it go. I am one with the wind and sky. Let it go, let it go. You'll never see me cry. Here I stand. Through the air into the ground. My soul is spiraling in frozen fractals all around. And the crystallizes like an icy blast. I'm never going back. The past is in the past. Let it go. Let it go, and I'll rise like the break of dawn. Let it go, let it go. That perfect girl is gone. Here I stand in the light of day. Let the storm rage on. The cold never bothered me anyway. What did Adina do at the end? Goodbye, we'll see you next week. I'm out.